Today's episode is brought to you in part by philpmarchingfx.com. With 20 years' experience designing for your indoor and outdoor marching arts teams, their passion is to help creatively showcase your performers while making performances memorable for your audiences. For drill, staging, prop fabrication, and so much more, check out philpmarchingfx.com. That's PHILP marching, the letters fx.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Flags in a Gym, a podcast dedicated to all things color guard. My name is Eric. I'm your host and resident color guard nerd. And for today's episode, my friend Will is back, and we are reviewing and recapping the DCI San Antonio Regional from this past weekend. We're talking the top 12 cores plus a few more. So sit back, relax, and let's talk some color guard. Hello.
It's been ages.
It has. How are you?
How are you? Oh my gosh, how was yesterday? Did you have a
Long. It was a lot of fun. I could barely walk today because my old ass is not spun in forever. So I forgot doing these clinics are so much fun, but it's just like I'm sore.
Yay.
And I didn't even participate in a whole lot because they were only expecting like 50 kids and like 86 showed up.
Oh, right, because you said that the one flag kid had like 50, like the bulk of everybody was in his class, which was weird.
Yeah, so it was just like and the space we had was limited. We weren't in an actual gym. We were in like a ballroom in one of the places in the school. And I mean, we made it work. We took some of the flags outside. It was ungodly hot, but it's like,
it's
with
fine.
with the weapons, we were able to. They had another space that we had later in the day. They took the beginners there because they didn't need the high ceilings or anything.
Yeah.
But the flag was tricky.
Aw.
They were all
Great,
cramped in there.
That's good. They had a good turnout.
Yeah, they had a good turnout. I think the response was really good. They had a masterclass dance block at the end with Vincent Thomas. And so he taught me a long time ago. So he was like, "Do I know you?" And I'm like, I know you don't remember me. He was like, "But we've met briefly."
Neat though. That's cool. That's really cool.
All right. It is San Antonio Regional.
Woohoo!
We made it through the San Antonio Regional. Very exciting. Lots of reaction to the scores.
It was
crowd,
a lot. It was so.
They announced BD in fourth, and the crowd lost their minds. And then they announced Bluecoats in second, and the crowd lost their minds again.
That was fun. I'm glad I left it on to through that, and that was fun.
Yeah, I was like, whatever. I was like, okay, they're not bringing the drum meters out, and it wasn't a full retreat. So I'm like, okay, this isn't going to take forever. I'll stick around for the scores like you.
Interesting. I kind of expected the drum majors to be out. I left the room for a minute and just left it playing because I knew there would be a delay, and so I came back in. And I was like, wait, he's talking scores. Oh gosh, wait, there's no one out there. Okay, so I was like, oh shoot, I gotta pay attention.
Yeah, I think I saw some other people talking about that as well, and I wonder if it's just because back in my day when we did San Antonio, they almost had like a prelims and a finals. And if you were top 8, you were just locked into finals. And then it was almost like BOA. Everybody performed in prelims. And then 9 through 12 or whatever made it into finals and got to perform again. So they did a full retreat with all 12 cores, like the entire core out on the field, like you would see at DCI finals. That's also 22 years ago because I aged out 2003. Spin cycle year. Fun fact, San Antonio is where we lost our winning streak.
Oh, really?
Because we went undefeated in 2002 with frameworks. Yeah. And then we were undefeated up until San Antonio, and Blue Devils beat us. And it was very much like this. When they announced Cavaliers in second, the crowd lost their minds because Cavies, I think the undefeated streak even went into 2001.
Okay. Yeah.
Because with 4 corners, I don't know how far backwards going into that season. It might have been Allentown. Hell, it could have been San Antonio. I don't know. But we were undefeated all the way up until that point.
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
That's a core memory of mine. And we weren't allowed to go out for retreat in 2003 because of our guard uniform.
You weren't allowed to?
Oh yeah, so we got to talk about this because it's
Well, I
very
mean, I know that I
pertinent to
remember
today.
they were tight. They were
Yes,
real tight, but
we were
like
in tight neon green spandex, hid nothing. Like I mean, you know, but I think it very much relates to what's happening now with I forget which corps it is that are in the purple pants and they're not wearing dance
they,
belts, proper
they have
undergarments.
improved. I will say that I watched them. They look much better.
I think that picture got out and all the
They
kids
got the memo
they
real
got the
fast
memo.
and
It's like,
and said, yeah, yeah. But their costumes are very tight,
yeah,
which
but we couldn't go out for retreat for that reason because we did this guard salute and our hand was like, I call it the Barbie crack, that line where your hip
yeah,
goes where your groin is. So
yeah, yeah.
you had your left hand there and your right hand up at your forehead, like you're saluting, and it looked like
Mhm.
we were pointing at our crotch. And
Uh,
because we're in tight neon green spandex with a
it
dance belt,
drew the attention.
it looked like we were just going like, look at it. so
Huh?
so
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
so we only went out for
Oh
like
my
San
God.
Antonio, Allen. I don't even know if we went out for Allentown retreat.
Okay.
I think
And
Allentown's just drum major
championships,
only
but
and
like,
championships, yeah.
yeah,
But that was nice about
that's
2003 is
really interesting.
everybody had to go out for a retreat, like not the cabbies.
But like, okay, so like as a former costuming person, it's interesting that those costumes had that response, but like the ones from 2002, 2001, so why those specific ones, versus some of the others that came before or after, because everything was tight. You were all in spandex the whole time.
It
So,
wasn't that tight though.
but
Like,
like those were in particular very like woo.
yeah. Well, because our
In
2002
your face, I
uniform
guess.
was a dark, like charcoaly gray with black on it. So it was
It
darker.
made things a little more sleek.
Yeah. And it was a thicker material. Like the spin cycle one was they told us
She
in
was she was real neon.
yeah, they told us April camp, they just said your costumes are gonna be very revealing. So we're like, are we shirtless? Are we like nobody knew? So
Crop tops, yes.
so all of us that were not the skinny minis were starting to get a little paranoid because we're like, what are we gonna be? Because they wouldn't tell
I
us.
mean, honestly, though, you still looked really good. Like you really did. I mean, I remember seeing that. I was like, okay, like they get it. Like, all right. But it was just neon and tight. Like that was all I remember.
Very
But
tight, yeah.
yeah.
But
This
it was
is
very lightweight, which was nice for the summer. When
that's
you go to
about
those 90-degree shows and you're just like,
yeah, that's fun. Or helpful, not fun. It's helpful. This is interesting, and I didn't do drum corps, so I didn't participate in that. I just was always a fan. Correct. So correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't like San Antonio or Allentown, the big everybody was there events. Did they not used to do like a Friday night, Saturday night thing, but it was different groups both nights versus one giant day? Or
only Allentown was that way.
remember? Okay. Oh, okay. So it
Maybe
wasn't
Murfreesboro too.
okay.
Maybe
Okay.
because you used to have the Indy Regional in the whatever they called it, the RCA Dome, where their finals is now.
Yeah, the old
Lucas
RCA
Oil.
does. Yep,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we had a
Formerly known
regional
as
there, and then we had San Antonio Regional, and then you had the Murfreesboro
yes, the big
Regional,
Nashville,
and then
Tennessee.
Allentown, obviously.
Okay.
Allentown's always been 2 nights. I wonder if Murfreesboro was 2 nights because Murfreesboro back in my day was new ending regional. That's
Okay.
when everybody pulled out their new ending.
Gotcha.
Because it was about a week and a half before Allentown, which was a week before
Because
finals.
this year, one, two, three, four, five, six. There's only 7 groups, so
Yeah,
it's
it's not a big regional
it's not
anymore.
what it used to be. Yeah.
But I think they have an Atlanta regional now, right? An Atlanta one, I think. I think
Um.
that's kind of what's replaced Murfreesboro
Yeah.
because I think that's right before like Crown Beat and all that, and because they do that East Coast tour up to Allentown.
Yeah. They kind of like go like up and then back down or back down over to Indy and like
Yep.
just curious. I was like, oh yeah, that used to be double nights, but it's not.
Yeah. And then one night in Allentown always gets rained out. Always. Like people are like, are you going to
Well,
Allentown this year? I'm
this
like,
season
no.
alone, there's been what? There are at least 3 or 4 shows that have been rained out this
I
season.
mean, Blue Coats had what? three performances before San Antonio because they just kept getting rained out.
And they
Like,
really just came in the last few weeks. I mean, it's like they were trying to go out, but they just kept getting
yeah.
shut down. Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Yeah. So sorry, wild tangent. We're talking
Yeah.
about
Anyway,
retreat, and here we are.
yeah.
But yeah,
So,
just some overall thoughts about the regional. So I just mentioned new ending weekend for my day. This
mhm.
was new ending for most course, new ending weekend. I know Phantom debuted theirs the night before. So, everybody's testing those waters. I think we kind of already noticed, but white and blue is everywhere. All these cores look the
Tons of
same.
white and blue. Oh my goodness. I mean, yeah. Who? And they're all different companies that made these costumes. So it's like, whoa, that's a.
I guess
It's
that's the one good thing about having all these props now is now you know who's on the field. Because if you had no props, you'd be like, who is this?
it.
It's a white core with a blue guard. Like, who is this?
Yeah. No, you're right though. I mean, my goodness, it would be very easy to get them confused without the additional props or whatnot. Yeah.
Speaking of props, did you see a lot of the cores having issues moving their props around? I don't know if
No,
it was the
I didn't.
turf or
No, I
just
didn't
I
know
was
that.
watching Crown had issues, Blue Devils, like those chairs, like they were trying to, because they push them together at some point, a couple times
Yeah.
during the show, and
Yeah.
you could see them getting stuck.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
And
No.
I saw Cabby's this poor kid was just like it looked like
Yeah.
Sisyphus trying to push the boulder up the hill. Like,
Maybe we should have a disclaimer. So I watched multicam only, and you were watching high cam only. Is that right?
mostly, yeah. So for
As
I
what we
watch,
were, how we were viewing things.
yeah,
I had it strictly on multicam, so there are probably a lot of things I might have missed as far as some of the prop moving and things like that. So
yeah. Yeah, I prefer the high cam just because I watched Mandarins on multi for a while and then I had to switch just because it was going to give me a seizure. Like, because these people, they were cutting real quick and trying to catch moments.
So I'll be honest, with the multicam, I'm not a flow hater. I know there's some out there that really like to, but they're doing their best, I think. It's not, but there were some moments where it was like, what is this camera doing? And then they would, they would bounce around for a second and then get refocused. It was almost like they got bumped or something in wherever they were. It was weird, but not consistently. Just every now and then, it was like, oh, what was that?
Yeah. I will say the quality from the high cam was very good. Like
Yeah,
video feed quality was great, sound
I
was
didn't have
great.
any issues. I mean, yeah, the sound was great. The way the camera looked, fabulous job. They've done very well this year, I think overall, just in terms of general presentation. They've done a really good job. So
Yeah, they just need to bring that energy for indoor.
yes. That would be- yeah.
What about you? What do you notice overall for the weekend?
So
The weekend, I say it was one day.
well, right, I know, right. What is today? I don't know. Are we this is Thursday already? I don't know.
Today's San Antonio free day for most of the
I
course,
don't know
but
where we're at. So well, I will say I turned on my camera a little, or turned on my stream a little earlier than you did.
Mhm.
So I caught a few of the groups that were outside of that top 12. So I can speak to that if you want, if that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, because we're planning on just kind of
There were
covering
just kind
top
of
12.
a
Yeah.
few little highlights I wanted to call out because I knew that they weren't in the top 12. But I was really impressed with Seattle Cascades. I've seen them a few different times through the season so far. They really turned it up another notch. They are cleaning up really well. They have a big group too. I was surprised, not in a bad way, but just I was just surprised at how large they are. The guard, the core, proper. I mean, it's like wow, they've got a full group, and they're doing this whole color theme kind of vibe.
Are
And
they like the primary show? Like they're using red, blue, and yellow? 'Cause I think I've seen them earlier.
yes, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's like yellow and then it goes to red and then I forget something else and they end with white. And it really was very good. They definitely are making some good strides and it was just good to see them have a good show and a little dirty still. I mean, that's going to be kind of a common theme through the whole all my notes I have. I mean, but the energy level was great and you can tell they're having a good season for them, which is great. Let's see. Pacific Crest, same thing. They're
I
kind of
did
there.
get to catch them. I did get to catch
Did you
them.
catch that one?
Yeah.
Those snake props are gigantic, and I hate snakes. Um, I'm like they are. they picked those things up and smacked them in the ground. I died laughing at my TV. I was just like, this is amazing. They were dirty on Saturday. I will say that. They just came across very dirty. However, that performance quality, they are giving it to you. And just, I was like, all right, like they have programmed this thing to the nth degree, which could be why it's dirty. There's a lot of stuff in there for them to clean up and really try to focus on and get the details, into place and whatnot. But really fun show. They're coming to the local show here in Evansville, Indiana, this coming week. So I'm
Oh,
excited to see it
fun.
live. Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
Who
Uh,
else is at the show?
so it's Drums on the Ohio. It's Gold in open class, and then Pacific Crest, Boston Crusaders, Phantom Regiment, and I'm totally blanking on. There's Santa Clara Vanguard. Yeah.
Wow.
And actually, SCV is actually rehearsing at the school, one of the schools I teach at here. So that's kind of fun. So they'll be
Be
there.
like, work.
Oh,
I'm sick.
I
I
know.
can't make it.
Sorry, Rachel, if you're listening, I'm not going to be at work that day. No, but I'm hoping the kids go out and get to watch them while they're out there. But yeah, no, Pacific Crest though, I love it. I don't feel like it's as strong as last year. I feel like last year they came out of the gate really strong. This one feels a little bit maybe like a slower burn.
Mm.
So they're having a little bit, longer or a little bit harder time getting it to kind of click the way that they might want, maybe. I don't know. Just kind of the way it felt through the TV. But nonetheless, great group, really a lot of fun. The Guard gives very Vox RTM vibes, which a lot of their staff is, I think, is connected to Vox RTM. So that's
Yeah,
fun.
because I for some reason I always thought Pacific Crest was out of like the Northwest, and then I was like, no, they're out of Diamond Bar, California.
They're,
Like
yeah, so
they're
Southern California, yeah, the inland, yeah, part of the Inland Empire. Um, Music City was another one. They're having a great season. I think they hit the like the show design, the drill, the brass, the percussion, the props, the way all that just is on like a whole nother level for them. The Guard had a rough run Saturday. However, it's all really well written and very well, programmed and put together and all that. So they have a lot of really great things going for them. It'll be fun to see how they kind of keep trucking along through the season leading up to August and championships and where they might end up because they're definitely having a great go. And that's a fun show. Academy's another one. That foggy. I wrote down Foggy Town. I forget what it's called, but I just
yeah,
fog
what is it?
everywhere.
Yeah, I
Um,
forget what they called their show.
I don't know, but Foggy Town. We're the ballad for them is a highlight. The flag like starts off almost like a streamer, and they pull the silk down the
Oh,
hole, and so it grows. So the fog kind of overtakes the field, and then the whole thing. It's a beautiful ballad moment. Really, really cool. Yeah, that was a big highlight for me in terms of that. And then Spirit also there was a lot of like big highlight moments from these other groups that were just like, all right, like wow, like there it is. Spirit, great show, probably one of their best shows in years, really.
that's what
Just
I've heard. Yeah, I didn't see
just
it, but
front to front to back, start to finish, just a great show. They finally got their show silks. For those of you that have seen them they were having solids, that they finally got some show silks. Really great. Their costumes are a 10 out of 10. Gorgeous, gorgeous costuming for them. Crossmen, they are having a blast, and you can tell. Like, and this is just through the TV. So live may be a whole different level, but like through the TV, they were having so much fun, and the Guard included. The only thing with their show I don't particularly care for is all the white. The Guard's in white. They've got white tarps. The flagpoles are white. The rifles are white. The sabers are white. And when they step onto the white, you can't see
wash out.
you can't see a darn thing. Live, I'm sure it's a little bit different, but they are having a great year energy wise. It's a lot of fun. Even just listening to it, it's like I would just listen to that show. I don't even see it. It's just great to listen to. So kudos to their brass, their brass impression. They're really selling it there. And then I missed the Scouts. They were 13th.
I
I
caught part of it because I heard it in the background. I'm like, I hear Britney Spears "Toxic," and I'm like, that's right. I remember they it was in
right, they are doing
their repertoire.
toxic. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't catch much of Madison either. I remember hearing "Toxic."
They've got some big props. That's kind of all I remember from the last time I saw it. I don't.
Yeah, they're kind of like, aren't they kind of like Phantoms, where they're like those like cylindrical like cage kind of
Yeah,
things?
almost. Yeah, cylinder, KG, almost. My mind kept thinking, wanting to say slinky. That's not quite right, but but very, yeah, just big cylindrical
We
something.
need giant slinkies on the field. Somebody do one. Somebody do a slinky show.
To a giant slinky and have it just inch across the field as the show goes on. But they sounded good. I was in the other room, so I heard scouts, so they did sound good.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk top 12, and we're gonna focus more on the color guard because we are a color guard podcast, and I'm going to say right up front, I am not a percussion person. I do not know the difference between a good drum line and a bad drum line, so I'm not going to comment on it. So,
I know when it's clean and when it's dirty, but that's about it. So
horn line, I can say, oh yeah, they sounded good, or but
yeah,
I'm a color guard person, so I will say, oh, I think they sounded good, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It is what
I'm
it
a
is.
big visual person with an emphasis on the guard. So
Yep.
yeah, same.
Yeah. So we're gonna be looking at like the
Yeah,
staging, the overall
yeah.
drill, the overall performance, and
How
then
it
the
the
guard.
general effect a little bit, which could tie into some brass percussion moments. But yeah, otherwise we are not music folks,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
That's right.
That is okay.
We're gonna start with 12th place. So 12th place overall, Colts,
Woo.
and they were also 12th in color guard.
Okay. Okay. Yep.
And I know for the winter guard ones, I had all the show titles. I don't have all the show titles for this one. I know this is one of your favorites.
I am always here for the Colts. I don't care. I mean, just across the board, I can think back into the 90s when I first encountered them, and I was a fan. So, um, I
I
can,
remember years ago, I could not tell you what year it was, but I was watching live. I think it had aged out. And they
you know,
did like a murder mystery, like 50s radio show. Like they were like, how you would listen to like a TV show on a radio kind of thing, where it was like a whole drama piece.
oh, I think that was Spirit of Atlanta.
No, it was Colts. I remember it was
Are you
Colts.
sure? Oh
Yeah, because
gosh.
they had like
Okay.
a
I don't.
car in the pit, not a full car, but they like slammed the car door because it was the whole show was narrated of like a 50s radio murder mystery who done it, and it was just so
Not remember this.
fascinating.
Okay. Well, sorry,
I'm
Colts. I'm not your biggest fan. I don't remember this.
I'm gonna research it. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, see if that'd be. I'm like, oh, I want to see this. Okay.
Quick post-production note: it was Colts 2015. I think their props are interesting. I love how they're green and blend into the field, so they're quasi hidden at the beginning. I will say I think the costumes are hideous. I think that's kind of the point.
So this, for me personally, across the board, not just the Colts, but just across the board, there are a lot of costumes, and I'm going to say I'm using the word costumes, uniforms, costumes. It's the same thing. When you look at them in isolation on their own, they are hideous. I hate it. In the context of things, like when you see it within the show context of those 10 minutes or whatever, I like it. So Colts fall into that category. Yeah, on its own, it's hideous. However, like I'm like, what is this? And what fresh hell we entered? Oh, but when they start and they do the whole thing, I'm like, I'm here for every little bit of it. I'm not sure why exactly. There's something about that color, like the brass percussion. They're in that like neon kind of greenish yellow with the black center and then that bright red. Then you've got the guard in the pink, that soft pink, and then that soft blue. And you've got that, those
With
those
the weird green stripe. Like, as it meant, I guess, because the
there's a
props
little
are
bit of
colored green.
right. The green blends in with the field, so to speak,
Right.
but
I wonder if that was the intent.
and so it's very interesting. Yeah. I don't know. But you're right. Yeah, on their own, if I saw on paper, I'd be like, what is this?
You're flipping through the catalog and
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna skip over that real fast in the catalog. But within the context, I'm here for it. You continue because I can rant about this show for a hot second.
I remember I do like their ballad, but in the beginning, I think it's the end of the opener, they pull out those giant flags that are just like almost like
Yes,
banners.
the
And then,
very graffiti-esque. That's where we get that Keith Haring motif is pops in there on some of them. There's a lot of references to very like art, graffiti art kind of vibes on those
yeah.
flags, those giant ones. Yeah.
And then they pull out the giant red ones at the end. And some other cores use these too. I hate these giant flags just because you can't do anything with them because they're too big to be used like a swing flag. you
You can't see us on video, but I'm holding up my notes and it says effect, effect, effect. They that's where I love this show to death because they are a million percent committed to this theme and they are giving it to you with the giant flags, with the weird evil eye rifle prop thing they're spinning. There's with the props in the field with I mean they have gone to the nth degree with all this and I'm sold. I love it. I'm surprised placed 12th. I thought they'd be a little higher, maybe like ninth or 10th. Watching Saturday, they're still dirty, but the performance and the effect of the performance is, I think, where they're getting a lot more of those points to keep them into that top 12 bubble. Can I say I wrote down one thing and I cackled to myself when
yes.
I wrote this down because I was so proud of myself. The Colts are giving us full blown charisma, uniqueness,
Oh my
nerve,
goodness.
and talent. They are giving it to us, and I am here for every last bit of it. So I'll shut my mouth after that. I'm obsessed.
So funny. Yeah, I just those giant red flags at the end. Like I get the theming, I get the they match the prop, they match the red and I almost said band uniform. The
Well,
core the core uniform, I
no,
get that, but it's just spin them around. It's just
they're humongous. So yeah, there's not a lot you can do with that.
yeah.
It's an up down turn around, up and over, put it down like she is done. Like
Yep.
there's
But they were 2 points ahead of Scout, so they were solid
right.
12.
The top 12 has kind of been outlined.
Yeah, 13th was Scouts, then Spirit, then Pacific Crest. And yeah, so it's just
Yeah, so Pacific Crest, that's right. Because I think in terms of how they performed,
they went on early.
there was
Yeah.
there was some shifting around in terms of the performance order, how they actually placed. Yeah, which was
Yeah, because I forget which weekend, like what scores they used for performance order. Like it had been pulled.
Hmm.
Like it was almost like WGI was rankings. Like they had ranked everybody
okay. Yeah,
based on
yeah.
a certain
As far as how
performance
to how
state.
they formulated that the schedule. Okay.
Right. Let's move on to 11th place, which was the Blue Knights with their show Drip. I do have that title.
Yes.
They were 11th overall, 14th in color guard.
Hmm.
I even wrote down their composition and excellence ordinals just because there are some very interesting ones. This one they were 13th and 14th, so not
Okay.
overly interesting.
They had a
Um,
bit of a rough. They had a bit of a dirty go. They had some drops and things that were not great.
and to your point that you made about the uniforms, this is another one on its own,
Hate it.
god awful ugly.
Like
When they posted the uniform
it
reveal like
is.
on Instagram and socials,
I cackled because I was like, this is awful. Like,
that was
okay.
everybody's reaction. They're like, this is your
Mhm.
uniform? This is
Yeah.
what you're going with? Your show's called Drip, and this is what your drip looks like? Because I don't
They,
know. I don't know if you know, but drip is slang for, your fit, your outfit
oh, I
these
didn't
days.
know that.
Yeah.
No,
So
I'm showing my age, I think.
yeah, we're old, but I do know that. So
But I did not know that. Okay, no, I was literally very literal with drip. I'm like, oh, my faucet's broken.
Well, I think that's the point of the show. Like the guard is the
But
water and the core is the pipes and
right,
everything like
right.
that. But
But
it's just like a play on words.
that's
You
slang
call on
term.
your show
Okay.
drip, and then you're like, "That's your drip." Like that's what you're wearing. Like,
Yeah, that core proper uniform is, I mean, well, and I'll be real honest. All we're seeing is the copper color. You're not seeing any of that print. They've got a pipe printed on the costume. No one sees that. Even on the multicam, you do not see it. it does not show up. So waste of a printed garment. You could have come out in the 2001 Blue Knights uniform and nobody would have cared. That's a choice they
Yeah,
made.
when they're in the horn down position, holding it in front of their chest, it blocks. And even when
It's
they're
just
upright,
total. It's just copper. It's just
yeah,
copper.
yeah, it just yeah, just I don't know if I'd call it copper.
Well, yeah, copper, orangey, brown. It's yeah, yeah.
I have a
Sienna.
I have a different term that I won't use because I don't want to be
Well,
hateful. But yeah, I just but when you put it all out on the field, it's not that bad.
with the blue and the guard definitely helps. It pops, and you get that like oh, like it does. It the visual of it is pleasant.
And they violate a color guard sin, one swing flag. No,
I wanted so bad for them
no.
to be doubles. I wanted so bad for them to be flags.
Maybe they're still in production. They can only get half of them. I'm trying to find any excuse. No, you do not spin one swing flag. This is
Uh,
color guard 101. If you
at
have
least
swing
it's big
flags,
though. At least it's a
it
big.
is
I
big.
mean, it's a big.
I don't care.
That's a
Spin two.
bonus.
Spin two.
I'm with you. I love a go. I love a double swing flag. I will stand by. Easy points, folks. Double swing flags. Boom. Bust them out. You can still dance with it. You can still do all the world class body you want. Double swing flags. Call it a day.
I remember my first year at Kiwanis, we did Miss Saigon, and
Yes.
we went out early, because we show
Sure.
started way earlier. But once again, back
Like
in my day, you
early
know,
mid June, right? Mm.
yeah, and we didn't have our show silks.
Mm.
We had the poles, so we did the ballad with just the poles.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because it
Is
was
the bear
literally like
cold?
it was like literally like first, second show.
Oh my
And the
goodness.
judges were like, "Oh, you're like dancing with chopsticks because we're Miss Saigon." They were running with the Asian thing and
Oh
everything like
no,
that.
that's
And like,
awful.
and
Oh
then we're just like,
no.
"No, they're supposed to be swing
Oh.
flags. You don't have the silks yet."
Oh
But
my
we had
goodness.
two.
Some of my favorite moments in DCI, double swing,
Boston Crusaders 2000.
Boston Cadets
Cadets did in
98,
98. Yep.
98,
Because April
2006.
Gilligan took the flags to Lassiter and used them for indoor.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yes. Gorgeous, gorgeous moments. Yeah. Anywho,
Yeah. Swing flags, two of them.
yes.
Um,
Blue Knights, add another.
yeah, I don't remember a whole lot much more than from them.
I love the way they spill, the guard spills out of the pipes, the pipe props that they have. So love that in terms of just yeah, that idea that they're dripping out of the pipes. The rifle part right off the bat, they come out of the pipes and there's some rifle stuff going on. Do you really need that? It seemed random and not necessary. Then we get this giant flag statement. So it was a weird like why are these rifles out here only to run away and run back out to get this flag. That was just seemed weird. The show was meh. It's not bad. This is an instance, and I think I wrote it down about someone else later, but like the core itself is very good. Like these musicians are fantastic. The guard is fantastic. The vehicle they've been given,
Yeah, and that's remember everybody, that's what we're talking about, right?
choices were made,
We're
and
not
here
bad
they are.
mouthing any of the performers. This is
No,
all
these
design
performers.
choices,
Oh
unless
my goodness, these performers are freaking phenomenal. My goodness.
except for that one girl, she knows who she is. No, I'm kidding. I'm
That
kidding.
one, that one girl.
No, there's
Listen,
always that one.
listen,
There's just
Brittany, we know you. We saw you. We saw what you did.
that
No,
was me. That was me. I had a
no.
really bad show at San Antonio Regional my first year drum corps.
Oh no.
And that's when, yeah, my instructor went off on me.
I've heard of stories of some friends of mine that have marched like Phantom 99, where they, if you messed up during the show, you would do like 1,000 drop spins while everybody else cleaned up and changed and whatever, and you're forced to just stand in front of the truck and just do 1,000 drop spins after a show, or it's like, oh gosh.
I need to talk to some people in cadets because when cadets would go out for a retreat, they would always have one color guard member spinning. They
Yeah.
just have a gun or usually a weapon and they're just spinning. And rumors got to not to me, but just this is when I was at Cabby's, is we heard the person was spinning was the one that had the worst run and they needed to practice. So they made them spin at retreat
Oh
in
goodness.
front of Everybody. Now this rumor could be totally wrong.
Okay.
It could have been a prestige thing, like, oh, you get to be the spinner today,
Right, but
But
oh
because
my
they were never showing off. They were never like throwing sixes. It's always they were like doing like a phrase of work. So
goodness.
it's almost like, did
Or
you?
yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was the phrase you messed up on. So you better do it 900 times while we want
Right?
you rewards.
Yeah, you always have spin club after show. You go back to the trucks and you work on whatever you messed up. And if you had a really bad run, you might
Mhm.
not get out of spin club until buses are getting ready to leave.
Oh gosh. Finish that phrase as you run to the
Right?
to the bus. Well,
We
but
were in
Blue Knights.
Allentown one
Oh,
year. My family had driven up to Allentown to see me as my age out of cavies, and we had an god awful run, especially the rifle line.
oh, three, is that right?
Oh, three, yeah. So we were in rifle block and we were trying to throw 26s in a row with no drops.
Goodness
And we
gracious.
had 18 on the rifle line.
Eek.
And we got to like 18 and somebody would drop.
Uh,
And it
oh,
was just like, and my family standing 20 feet behind me. They're like, we drove 4 hours to see you. Can we talk to you now? And I could not get out of spin club block because it's just like,
oh dear.
oh, God, I remember those days. I remember those days.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot. Oof. I will say, just as a pin in the Blue Knights, they have improved from when they first came out, and it is very noticeable. Like this show, they are selling it to us, and that's a great that is a 10 out of 10 on that. Like they are doing a great job of making this a watchable show. It's very good. So kudos to them.
Kudos.
Yeah.
Let's move on to 10th place. This is Troopers with their show, The Final Sunset. Yeah, I know you have some
Girl,
opinions on this one.
where is the giant sun prop? I want the sun prop. What are you saving it for August? No, bring it out now. Where is she? Is she in the coffin at the end? Where did you wait? Where is the sun prop? I want the sun prop. Bring it out. Where is the sun prop?
We were texting back and forth like while we are watching this, just like, oh, did you see that? Or oh, I love this. And Will just goes on this tirade. Where
And
is the
all I
sun?
could think about was where is the sun prop? Where is it? Oh my gosh.
But the
That sun
sun has
prop they've had
set.
for what, 2 or 3 years.
So Troopers, they were 10th overall, ninth in color guard, eighth in composition, seventh in excellence.
Okay. They
Um,
did have a good they had a good show last night. They did.
yeah, and they are getting better. Like I saw them early. I think I saw them at their premiere, like on when Flo was
They
doing
also
all
have
those premieres.
they have a big guard. Like they have
Yeah.
a lot of performers. It's yeah, wow.
And it's so wild to me that they're a top 12 core because when I marched Kiwanis, we were at the bottom and Troopers was right there with us. It was us, Troopers, and Pioneer. We were the
Oh,
bottom of the
okay.
barrel cores.
Yeah.
We were
Back
always
in the 2000s,
21, 20,
troop was
19.
struggle busting it. They sure were. Woof.
So
Yeah.
it's just crazy to see they're so
They're-
successful now. Like it's so I mean,
yeah.
I'm happy for them. It's great. It's just like,
It's just it's interesting
yeah.
to see that happen. It's like, wow, they're still here and
And same with
they have a
Mandarins. They were
good
a Div 3 core when I marched.
I was gonna say that's a story in and of itself of just how they've won so many of the small group championships with some great color guards. I mean, my goodness, folks, if you want to watch some history, watch the Mandarins in the 90s. Those performers could twirl their butts off. It was great.
Yeah. But yeah, back to Troopers. They're
Sorry,
getting
yes.
better. They are catching up to Cavies. Cavies kind of pulled away about a week
They
ago, and they are starting to catch back up.
it's an interesting thing to watch, just kind of this back and forth, this weaving in and out of those two groups.
Yeah, but all those are something interesting about Cavies scoring that we'll get to when we talk to them. That I think their score could have been higher. Now, I'm not a music person, but we'll talk about it when we get there. Troopers flags are beautiful. That ending,
Whoever
purple, orange,
designed that,
yellow.
all of their flags, the blue one, the middle one, the ending, they are gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I will say again with the costuming, the core proper looks a certain way. The guard itself, it's almost too pretty for me. Like I want like more people clothes, kind of. I don't know. I just, but that's just me. I mean, I'm this is all opinion. I'm whatever. Can we talk about the coffin for a second though? Because, girl,
They brought it out and
what
they march
is
it forward, and then they just stand there for like 30 seconds. And I'm like,
it was,
and then they back up,
and
and
that's
then the
it.
dude walks out from behind it. Like they open it up and comes out from. I'm like,
Like what?
why did you whip it out so early?
It was a very that was a very odd moment. I'm sure they will tweak it. I'm sure they'll work on that. But in that particular moment, I was like, wait, what? What is happening? Where did this come from? Who's in it? Is the sun prop in there? Is she inside? Is she gonna burst forth? What is happening? Bring back the sun prop. That's all I have to say.
And then you were talking, and you text me, you're like, so all the like the guard people holding the coffin look
Oh,
all like emo and depressed, and then the dude that steps out is all like cheese
one
and smile.
it was just such a weird performance moment. Yeah, I had some struggles with that part.
When they pull out the pieces of fabric, like they draped on their body, and they're doing like the ballad body movement, and they
Mhm.
have some in the orange and some in the red, and they have some in yellow. The
Uh,
yellow is way too neon. It's almost giving green, and I'm like, you might want to
Dull, softer would have, yeah, what a little more pastel kind of would
like a
have.
butter, yeah.
Yeah, buttery, lemony kind of vibe. Yeah. Still a nice moment. I did like the ballad. It
I
was
love that ending flag, was so pretty. I want one.
yes.
Speaking of sidebar, so I was
Yeah.
at the guard camp this past weekend for George Mason
Okay.
University. One of the girls there bought that orange iridescent flag that Fusion had. They were selling them, and I saw the
Oh,
post too late. I wanted to buy one, but they were. It was on their story. You can buy them, and the next
yeah.
story sold out. And I was like, bunch of four-letter
Oh,
words.
okay.
But I got to the camp and I saw a girl spinning one, and I was like, I want that flag. And she was like, I saw the post and I had to buy it. And I was like, yeah, they were sold out by the time I got to it. So we'll see what happens with Troopers, because they were
I'm
two
very
tenths
curious.
behind Cavies and 6/10 behind Blue Stars.
Bring back the sun. Anywho, who's next?
Anywho, the next we have ninth place. We have the Cavaliers, Cavies, and they were ninth overall. They were 10th in color guard. I don't, I didn't write down their ordinals for some reason, but they were 10th in color guard. But in brass, they were 15th.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I didn't know, or gosh, I looked at
And
the
a
recap.
lot of
I didn't-
people like on Reddit were just like,
I
huh?
actually thought that their brass, I mean, and I'm not a brass person, but like just musically from the last time I saw it, I thought their brass actually sounded way more confident and very, very good. So that's wow, that's surprising. Now,
Yeah. So I
I will
wonder
say
if that's
their
part of
music
this.
is forgettable, but that's an audience thing. That's like just a general observer. Yeah, their music's kind of whatever. But I thought they sounded great. But that's wow. Okay,
And
gosh.
it's all, I think it's all original composition too. I think all of it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So kind of going back to
Like
the
the old
glory
Richard
days.
Saucedo days, right? Like,
Yeah. I do like the drill integration. I think that's one thing that they did very well in my day, and they're doing it. It's just you incorporating the guard into the core itself, and they're not just like a backdrop and a
yeah.
front drop that a lot of cores do. You put the weapons in front.
There was a lot of that, very much that integration, the meshing of all the components really happened throughout the show, not just to start and finish, but like I mean, it was yeah, there was a lot of that. I've read some things that there were some whoever wrote their drill this year, there are some little, I guess, Easter egg kind of moments calling back to, I think, I want to say 86 cavies, and then some other moments of like their former drill writers, I guess, which I think is really cool. I didn't recognize it, but that's not, but I was watching multicam, so maybe I missed it,
Mm,
whatever. But regardless, if that's true, I love it. I think that's cool that they're doing that if it is true.
yeah, I think they're much improved over last year.
Oh, definitely. Oh my, they are a night and day from last year. My goodness. The
um,
show itself, the thing I thought of, and this maybe like kind of midway through their show last night, and I'm saying last night. Today is Sunday. The show was on Saturday, by the way, if you're listening to this. No, but the thing I thought of, I was like, there are shades of this show that any other year prior to now, the way it's designed could have been a championship show. Like there are some things they're doing give that feel to, I guess, really some of the shows they won with in the past. You know, the 01, the 02, well, not 03, but 04. Just some of those earlier, you know, the 06, some of the drill moves, some of the way that integration you mentioned, of all the components, the guard, percussion, brass, all of that, you know, working together, which is really cool to see. Now, in today, of course, that maybe it's not clicking the way that it would have in the past, but still, it was neat to just have that like illusion, I think, to that. I don't know. I thought that was cool. It was just like, yeah, this show design is good. So I hope the performers realize this isn't because it's bad. This is a good show. You're just in 2025. Not
Yeah.
I don't want that to sound demeaning or dismissive in any way, because
No.
it's a really cool show. The way that the props are shaped, the way the flags are shaped, the way, you know, because I don't know if you noticed, if you caught that, but like we've got that the flag with the hole on it, which is kind of a shout out to their 96 show, which had the holes in all the flags. FYI, if you haven't seen that, watch that and find all the holes in the flags. Or
And you had
the
the extra
ballad,
long silk in the ballad.
the extra long, which is a little wonky. I wish they had played a little bit more with that shape and the way that silk is cut, because
Agreed.
it is causing some rotation issues. Almost would have been better as a regular swing flag and not put on a standard pole, because they are having some struggles with that. The ballad's a little dirtier than I think it needs to be because
Agreed.
of that silk shape and whatnot. We get that kind of that slender, kind of almost streamer pennant flag, you know, before we get the quote unquote regular flag
Yeah.
at the very. So, you know, that's kind of cool, but it mimics the shape of the props and a lot of the drill stuff. There's some really cool references to all of that, and their costuming is a beautiful. They are sleek. They are giving us sleek cabbies. I almost wish the brass and percussion had a hat or some sort of headwear just to make the guard pop against it a little bit
Nice
more
fascinator. Yeah.
distinctly. Just something to kind of separate that just a little bit more. Um,
Some peacock feathers, just
a
something subtle.
little something, just a little. But really, I think that would have almost helped it just get that just a bit of separation.
Mm,
Um,
because they are so similar. Yeah.
because they are very similar. Overall, I enjoyed it more than I expected to. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, and that was one of my big notes was, you talked about just I appreciate the different flag shapes. Fits with the shape shift theme of the show, but it just really does seem to hinder their spinning. That
Yeah,
hole in the flag seems to catch a lot of wind and really slow their rotation down. That ballad flag's sails galore getting caught in the pole, and you were inside.
you're inside.
You're
Yeah,
inside. Yeah. Yeah. So
you're
it's just
basically
like,
winter guard right now. So if you can't do it indoors, yikes. Yeah,
yeah. And then
uh,
they pull out the streamer flag, which I'm tired of.
it's
We saw Paramount do
fine,
it in
but
indoor, and now
we've
there's
seen
like three
it.
or four cores that are using them.
You know, you got to weight that thing correctly for it to rotate, because otherwise it's going to be all kinds of wonky town. So
Yeah.
that's a difficult thing to work with.
But I think
Not
that's
for the
something that you can fix. I mean, you can play with weighting and especially with the flag that has the cutout and the streamer. Now that extra long silk, that's in the cut. That's going to be very tricky to
I
figure
bet.
out.
But the visual idea is beautiful.
Yeah, I think a lot of cores are going to be calling their supply companies tomorrow, Monday, when everybody opens. Hey, so these flags aren't going to work, or
We
we
need
need to change.
this or this or
Yeah,
this or
yep,
that. Yeah, there's a
yeah, because they got the first like real good read, and they see where they stand against everybody. It's like, yep, lots
yeah,
of changes starting tomorrow. We shall see.
we'll see. Yeah.
Let's move on to eighth place. This was Blue Stars, and they are doing Spectator Sport, I believe, is the name
Yeah.
of the show, and they're in the sportswear gear. They were sixth in color guard.
They had some good stuff happening.
They
Yeah.
were fifth in composition, ninth in excellence, which honestly, I completely agree because
Now that, yes, that makes much more sense. Okay.
that flag line was
Yeah, flag line was
dirty.
dirty. But what they're trying to do with that flag, I'm here for it. Yeah, just clean that up, get it together because
And the flag almost looks like it's on an like it's printed on an iridescent material.
the second, yeah, this
The second one, yeah.
yeah, the second flag in the in the production is, yeah, it looks like it's on an iridescent lame, which actually is not harder to spin. It's actually lighter.
Oh,
So
I remember the iridescent back in the day used to be so
it
heavy.
oh, it's super light. So it's interesting.
Well, they're still struggling to get
But
it around.
nonetheless, I love I did catch again with the multicam. I was able to notice a few of the things on the flags, which was kind of fun. We get these kind of well, that iridescent silk you mentioned, it had a lot of, like, I think there was a football, a basketball, a soccer ball
Hmm.
on it, as far as, and that created that design, which was cool. They kind of did that throughout with all the different silks. These kind of
And
little.
on their rifles too, didn't they have like little basketball stickers on the butt of their guns? It looked
Oh, I
like
didn't. I maybe so. Yeah, yeah.
because on the
Uh,
rebroadcast I was watching multicam and I caught them, and I'm just like,
there were some fun little tidbits in there that they mixed in, which was cool. Yeah.
um,
Even the costuming for the guard was hearkening to different sports, or
I loved it.
different
I
kind of athletic moments, which was
if I had to
really
pick, that's the one I want to wear.
well. And of all their years where they have put the guard in a variety of things, this one worked really well. It made the most sense and really seemed to be the most effective.
The only thing I didn't like was some of the guards spinning in like baseball hats and
Mm,
just having spun in a baseball because they look like they're a good sized bill. Like
okay.
you look up and you can lose your equipment. That's the only thing I worry about that. But
Yeah.
I would have done maybe more of a visor or something, or maybe just worked the cap a little different. But I
Turned
mean,
it.
we're just yeah
That.
nitpicking here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I it was my favorite costume. If I was marching, this is one I would want to wear. It's lightweight, it's breathable. Most of them are in shorts, and I am a shorts person 24/7, 365. I shovel snow in shorts.
I wish I
Uh,
could wear shorts to work so bad. Oh my gosh, it's so hot here.
I liked their horn line too. I think I was texting with you, and I'm like, does their horn line seem small to you? Like I just like
Yeah, you did say that. In comparison, yeah, I think so. Just numbers wise, it seemed a little bit smaller.
they can put out some sound.
I don't know. They had a great sound. I love that opener. That Aaron Copeland outdoor overture piece was beautiful. There I'm showing my band nerd moment there with recognize that great opening statement for the guard, but also the brass. Just a great thing. They had so many little vignettes going on throughout
Hmm.
that almost made it a little hard to keep track of, and a little hard, it's kind of like, ooh, there's a lot going on. um which maybe where you're watching the high cam, that might have helped me not feel as like eek about it, because the multicam was trying to bounce around and catch these things.
Did
uh
you see the little tennis match they set up?
yeah, I missed that. No, I missed that.
Oh yeah, and so they had the horn line make like the outline, and then they make
Okay.
the center line of the net, and then they had a
Yeah.
color guard person on each side with, and they were
How
literally
cute
playing
is that?
tennis, not with a
Isn't
ball,
that,
but they were
but
mimicking it.
with the equipment, yeah, isn't that fun? I love that. I did notice like a locker room kind of setup with some benches over on like side two. Of course, they had the bleachers that kept moving around.
Right.
They were, doing that. They, they really did a good for a sports show. This was really fun.
Yeah.
This is this is as much fun, if not possibly more fun, than when Avon High School did the football show in 2004. If you haven't seen that, go look it up because that was fabulous. Um, but this was an, like, next level of sports pageantry. Yeah.
I love the amount of energy they had in the closer.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they had lots of motion in the drill. I just it worked really well for them.
I think I said
Um,
this to you. The lesser amount maybe of props that they had, or something about the way that they were, the staging and the drill and all that. It felt like they gave themselves more breathing room on the field than they have had in the past to actually have some drill and have those moments of like, yay, you're running from, yard line to yard line or whatever it is. But there were some more moments of wow within the drill than we maybe have gotten in the past years because of so many props and stuff out there that they were trying to, rely on or whatnot. So that was cool to see them have those moments.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
liked it. It's just that
Yep.
that guard needs to get to cleaning
It'll be
yesterday.
if they can really be like flawless, I mean the show could pop up, into the top, easy top 10, top 8 maybe,
I mean,
kind of
they're eighth now, and
so they could
I
I don't
don't know. It's just when you look who's ahead of them, like I don't know how
know.
they'd
There's a
be.
lot of
Yeah, it's
well,
just
you're right though. I didn't I wasn't really thinking about that. You're right though because
they're behind
they're
Mandarins,
already kind of
and Mandarins is 2 points ahead of them.
mm, well, they're hold their own and just a little solid lock on, eighth-ish place, then that'll be fine. But really fun show for them.
All right. Speaking of mandarins, they are our next group. They are seventh place,
Mhm.
and I'm pulling up their color guard score right now because I did not write this one down because I missed them and I had to watch them on the broadcast. They were fifth in color guard,
Yes, they had a good show
which
last.
I agree with. Yeah.
They had a very strong performance. Um, Honestly, my biggest critique, and this is kind of not just with the guard, but the whole thing, the whole show, is I wish these tubes that they have would fall with more precision. Because they had these moments where they fall down or are put down or are knocked down or whatever. And there's one that just goes before the next, and you're like, no, or something like that. And I hope that they're able to get that timing down of the props because that could really make or break how this show comes across. They
The
were
color guard's
so good.
great.
Oh my goodness.
So good.
The choices they made, the costuming is gorgeous. The flags are gorgeous.
There's another white and blue
Another
core.
another white and blue, yeah, another white blue moment out there on the field. But this one feels a little bit different from the rest, I think, in terms of the silk choices help things pop a little bit differently. And the props too. That this prism wrapped tubing that they've got for the prop helps everything feel just a little bit different from the other groups that are doing the white and blue theme, which is nice. So
Yeah, I think they need to add a little stability to the tubes because whenever they stand them up, and they're trying to keep them stood up.
too
There's
too
always
long.
one or two at the end of the show. There was the guard in the front stands them all up, and there was one performer, smart choice. She couldn't get her tube to stay up, so they put their flag on the field. They pick up their tube, and then they go back and pick up their flag and go to the back of the field to spin. She was just like, "I'm staying here, so this thing doesn't fall." And she literally stood behind the prop for the rest of the show. It was like there was 30 seconds left in the show and
Sure.
held the prop until it fell over at the end or whatever. But I'm just like, you could see that kind of like when they stood them up and they wanted them to stand. It's just like maybe put like an extra ring on them so you can still knock them over. Like
Yeah,
nothing
or
obscene, but they need a little stability.
something to help them just yeah with that.
Yeah, the guard was excellent, especially the opener.
The
They
opener
need
was
to clean the ballot, but I think those are 7 foot poles.
I was gonna yes, they seemed like 7 foot poles. Beautiful, beautiful moment in the ballad. That flag before that, the orange silk, which they spin for a long time. That
Mm-hmm.
whole kind of I'll say like maybe we'll call it movement two, for example, because they open with a different silk, like a bluish pink silk, and then they put
Yeah.
this orangey one. That orange one's out there for like, I mean, a good 3 minutes. I mean,
Yeah, it's like a third of the show. Yeah.
it's a long time. I'm like, oh, they're still using this orange flag. Like she is still going. But yeah, they get that 7 foot pole out there, and it's like iridescent, kind of. It has some
Mm-hmm.
vibe to it. It's beautiful.
It kind of resembles like the actual tubes, like that.
Yes,
You
it's
like
got
that
kind of
prism, that
that
sheen to it.
prism-esque kind of vibe to it. Yeah, which is really pretty. And then the drama at the end, those tubes fall down and they do the big kind of Fantasia pile and the and the lift and the that moment at the end. I loved that. That was great. Yeah, they've
Yeah, and they
I think this is probably their final ending. This is their big ending at
I
the
didn't see it before this, so I don't
okay.
I
I've
try to
seen it
catch what
once.
I
It's
can,
been a
but
few weeks, so I can't say for sure, but I liked it. I mean, I was here for the ending. It felt good.
yeah, it's been tough for me to watch because the California swing with Boston being out there, every all the big names were out there other than Blue Coats, and I'm an East Coast person, so Blue
Well,
Devils were going on at 12:30 a.m. my time. I'm like, I can't stay up and watch these.
even on I live in Central Time. It's awful to watch these West Coast shows. I mean, it's so hard, and that's a rant about flow. I wish these rebroadcast things were like just make them available for a full 24 hours. Once the show stops,
Let
just
me watch it when I need to, yeah, and then
turn it into rebroadcast mode and let me tune in whenever. Don't
yep,
replay it in the same timing. Like it's so that's such a it's so complicated. I don't know.
agreed. Yeah, just say you can watch this up until 11 p.m. Eastern time on this date, and then the feed just dies.
And
So
it's
it's on you to get it in there.
whatever. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It'd be so much easier. But anywho,
Um, but I
but
really like this. I think this might be my second favorite show
okay.
out of everybody. I really like mandarins. And
It,
I feel badly for them because I don't I think maybe they can get by Crown, but they don't go any further than that.
no, yeah, they're gonna be top six, top seven, period. Like I think that's where they're gonna fall.
Yeah. I mean,
Just
they're
based
so
on
good, but it's just like,
everything else,
yeah. I mean, it's
unless they've
not going to
got something
be
up their sleeves we don't know about, up their tube that's gonna we don't know about. Maybe there's some, maybe they're gonna have fireworks at the end. I don't know, but like, dude, pull an Imachi and pop the confetti streamer things out of the tubes at the end or something. But
There you go. Yeah, it's a great show.
Mhm.
I love that Mandarins has come from Div 3 way back in the day and just year after year just climbing that ladder, and it's they're insanely talented. I wish they could get further, but it's just you look at who's ahead of them and
Yeah, this is really freaking good. God,
lots of great moments too. Like it's
so
just
many good
like you
moments.
would do in Winter Guard, you have a ripple that leads to a moment, and they do that with the core, and it's
They've
always
got
something here,
so
there's something
many
over there.
smart decisions.
Loved it, loved it. Sixth place was Carolina Crown, and they were seventh in color guard, which I find interesting. And they were 10th in composition, fifth in execution.
Color me not surprised, but I'll let you say things first before because I could pop off about this.
Yeah, I can kind of pop off about it too. My biggest issue with this show
Mhm.
is the staging.
Yes, I
You
agree.
have the color guard, and look, this is a color guard podcast. I love color guard,
And they have a great color guard.
and they have a great color guard. They don't need to be in the front of the field for 90% of the show.
Mm-mm. Well, and the flags don't need to be in the back corner
That
for
back
90%
left
of the show.
corner,
Oh my heavens. They
you were
are
talking
back
about
there.
mandarins where they spin that orange flag for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
The flag line is literally back there for Carolina Crown for like 3 minutes.
I would say longer. I would say pushing 4 or 5 minutes, honestly. Like they are back there so long. It's
It's
insane.
wild, and I feel like I'm watching a color guard show with a band accompaniment. Like and that's such I hate to say it that way, but it's just like
But
whoever wrote this
it
staging, like there's a horn line out there, right? Like
well, yeah, the lack of complete integration with the horn line, the percussion, the guard. Like there's such a disconnect. I mean, the 9,000 rifles they have out there, God bless them, but they're out there forever and they're parked basically. I mean, more or less, they're parked in the same spot
yeah,
forever
30 to 30
with
in the
the
front of the
flags
floor.
in the back.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, the horn line's, moving around. I'm like, okay, why are we, what is happening? What is this? This doesn't do anything to your storyline. don't even get me started on the show design. I can't with this show. And I will say this, these performers are phenomenal. The
Oh, the
brass,
guard's
the
incredible.
percussion, the color
Yeah.
guard. This core is phenomenal. And this show is a huge disservice to them.
It's the vehicle, like we were talking earlier.
It is a horrible vehicle for them.
Yeah,
I mm,
I saw this. What was it? The premiere night that like I think them, Cavies, and somebody else came out. You know, when
yes,
Flo's doing
yeah,
all those little.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think Phantom was the other one that came out that same night, and I was just like, "This is the staging. Like this is what you're doing with the color guard. Like, and I'm a color guard person. I love to see color guard. They don't need to be 30 to 30 in the front of the field for 90% of the show.
It's yeah, it's
Get
not.
them in there with the core. Bring the core to the front. You know, bring the flags to the front and send the weapons to the back. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just
There's some yeah, choices were made, and as an audience person, it is not cute. Now, I'm also an educated audience person, right? We are perhaps not the uninitiated audience person. If it was my first time, I'd never seen anything before. Sure, I'm gonna scream and clap for these tosses. I'm gonna
oh, absolutely.
there's a lot of effect going into it, sure, but from a composition standpoint, girl, these 50 rifles need to move. The flags need to move.
And you
It
watch the other cores, and they are like
really,
Santa Clara, Boston. I mean, those two specifically. That guard is all up in
they
their
are
cores,
moving
all up in their
everywhere.
cores.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness, they are all up in everything, nonstop. So
Um,
yeah, what'd you say? They're so they were 10th in composition.
fifth in
I think,
excellence.
and I think, yeah, composition wise, yeah, factors into that. Like they're not helping the visual here
They're
in terms.
parking and barking for. I mean, it's like they're in spin
Yeah,
block for
yeah,
half the
it's a park
show.
and bark. It is a park and bark. Excellence wise, wow, holy cow, these kids can spin.
Yes.
Whew, my goodness, yeah.
And Crown's always been one of the top guards, and it's just
Oh my heavens, they're it's incredible what they can do.
yeah. I just
And
the
with
staging.
such intensity with all the consistent, I mean, toss after toss after toss after toss, which that's a compositions thing too. A
Yeah.
toss does not in effect make. I'm just gonna say it. I said it. I said what I said.
Well, that's blanket rule for everybody. It's
But
you. There are more things you can
right,
do than toss. Spin the
yes,
equipment, and that goes to every color guard.
yeah,
Because we see that a lot in indoor. You get these guards that toss every 4 to 8 counts, and I'm like, you can do other things than toss.
yeah.
The props.
Whew, gigantic. First of all, last night was the first night I noticed how humongous these things are. Like, oh my goodness.
I will say for all the hubbub preseason with them wanting to charge people $2,000 to be on the prop team, and then this is what you come out with. This is what all that was about. Like
Girl, please.
they
You
just
can
sit
have
there.
like it, and they're on these giganto like go-kart wheels.
I
I,
don't know what they're supposed to represent. I know it's like the symbol, like it's the symbol that's on their shirt. Like it's like the show.
but like what is it?
I don't know.
It's just this abstract pointy thing. Okay.
Yeah.
There were again choices were made.
And
It
it's
doesn't
on the design team.
it
It's
doesn't
on the
mean that
design
they
team.
were
It is
correct.
not on the performers. The
No,
guard
these
is
performers are phenomenal.
incredible.
I will say on a positive note, I will give them this.
Now that we've trashed them for like
I
30 minutes
do.
straight.
I do. I wrote this down because I said I will say this for sure. I do like the guard costumes because I love a dominatrix moment. I wish there was the the guards in this red and black, the core prop, the brass percussions in this kind of white, purple, gray moment.
Yeah, I don't get the show.
I have a lot of issues with just the theme and how it's represented through the guard.
Like what's with the lady in red that just kind of
What's she doing? What's she up
walks across the field and just
with her? I mean, she's just hanging out, wandering around. Okay, me too. Like, what are you what are you doing? Like, yeah, there's some anywho. But all that to say, right? these performers are phenomenal. So,
Yes.
Brown, you've got some insane talent. I hope you have a better vehicle in 2026.
Yeah. It almost feels like they're almost like wasting talent. You have all this talent, and it's just like,
It's a yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
we do love you, Crown. We promise. I mean,
Yes, I will
Crown
clap
probably
for
has my
you.
favorite show was 2015, the Inferno show.
That was a great show. Oh my heavens.
I saw that live in
So
Allentown,
cool.
and my
Was that
God,
the one with the big black like mesh whatever and they were like playing through. I mean it created this whole like
yeah, and they
like
pulled the big red one out in the ballad over the
ooh,
horn line,
it
and then
was
people were trying to escape, and they kept dragging him back
yeah.
in. Yes,
See effect, right? Oh my goodness,
yes,
they were giving us effect and like intrigue and all that. Like, where's that?
yeah. I love that show. I'm still bitter they lost, but whatever.
Who was
let's
that?
move. Let's move on to fifth place, which is Phantom Regiment.
And
They were
yeah,
fifth place overall. They were fourth in Color Guard.
okay. Phantom landing in fifth, I think is great for them. I love that. The show doesn't have quite the same intensity as last year's in terms of just start to finish. And the way that they did last year's show, and there was something to it that was a spark in it that just was like, holy mackerel. This one doesn't quite have it, at least to me. Um, but there are some beautiful moments. I think I said to you via text that the ballad, the multicam caught the backfield shot, which to me was like, oh,
Oh, because the horn line's all behind the
it was
curtains.
just yeah, it was just high enough and from the backfield where I got this moment and I was like, well, that's beautiful.
The
So
ballad was very good.
the ballad's a highlight, definitely. A lot of honestly, 2025 year of the ballad. Just gonna say it. Cores across the board are giving us a gorgeous ballad moment. Uh,
Yeah.
period.
Boston's whipping
So
out the twirlers.
I mean,
Phantom's got this divide like on the 45 where you have the guard all on one side, the horn line all on the other.
Academy with the fog taking over the field. I mean, there's so many beautiful moments. But Phantom, wow, that was a moment I hadn't seen it before, whether live or in or on the TV. So that was a cool thing to catch. I was just like, oh my heavens, this is striking. Um,
Yeah.
there's something about the very beginning of the show I don't care for. But that's just I don't know. There's something
It takes a long time to develop, and I think that's what it is.
maybe okay, yeah,
Because you have the music
maybe that
that's
is
already
it. Yeah,
starting while they're still setting up. It's like a pre-show,
it feels
very
and then
ethereal,
suddenly
very
I'm kind of
Enya.
like slapped in the face with this sound and this like I'm like oh my God like yeah there's something about that beginning but who knows um
So this was their new ending. They debuted it
okay
the night
yeah.
before in Houston.
Hmm.
I love it. And you know what it reminds me of?
What
It reminds me of when I marched cabbies with Spin Cycle.
okay
Like it's not an exact like we're Spin Cycle, we ended where we started.
yeah yes that's right yeah
Where
it kind of resolved itself to
right, this is very similar to that where the show starts, everybody's behind the curtains with the two guard members coming up, from the front pit, and the show ends
hmm.
in the same way. Now they're all going into that middle circle, but it's still, and then the curtains. I was like, wait a minute, they're gonna close the curtains, right? They're gonna close the curtains, and then finally those curtains drop, close, and the whole core's in that center circle.
So
I
again
loved it.
this is a note to myself to watch the high cam because I didn't get a single bit of that on the multicam. I was
Really,
so confused. I'm like, and this is just kind of in general, what are the cylinders about? I don't get it. I do not understand what the cylinder has to do with anything. Take them away. This show's gorgeous. Give me these curtains. Give
yeah,
me
I don't
this.
think you need them. Yeah, the
I don't,
curtains are great.
it's a, yeah, the curtains do enough for us with the drill and the performance. That's gorgeous. So I'm a little thrown with the cylinder thing.
And they move the curtains around enough to really break up the field to give you a different
Yeah,
look
yes.
without it
They
being
do
overwhelming.
much more with them than maybe I would have even thought initially. I was like, oh, kind of like a little hesitant, but they are doing some beautiful things with those with the props and their staging and all that. Um, I like the end of the show from a color guard standpoint, just in terms of spinning and all that. I like the end of the show way better than the beginning.
Mm.
The beginning, it's there's something about it that I'm just like, eh, okay, whatever. You opened up a white flag and
Yeah, with
twirled.
like a
It
silver
was
lame
just kind
tail
of
on it or something. It's
whatever. It's I don't know. There's something about it just doesn't grab me the way I would think. Um,
I think it's what you were talking about earlier with Crosswind, where it's like white on white because they're picking up the guards in blue, but they're picking
yeah,
up a white flag next to the white core who's in front of these white curtains, and it's just kind of like
it's
it
just
doesn't have the impact.
yeah, and maybe it's just that it's I don't know. Yeah, I'm just kind of I'm not convinced yet. So I don't know. They'll be at the show, the local show here for me next week, so I'll get to see it in person. Maybe I'll feel differently. We'll see.
Maybe we
I
were talking, and
mhm,
I think they do great integration with their color guard. They
yes.
mix them in,
Oh, they've got some fab moments of like drill stuff. Yes.
and they have great moments for their color guard. The problem is the color guard isn't they're not the level of Boston Blue Coats or BD.
Yeah, when you're watching them in comparison with their friends across the board, they're on one page and Blue Devils, Boston, Bluecoats are on a completely different, even Vanguard really.
Yeah.
There's something about the way it's written and put together that it's just not quite on the same level, and that's not doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not quite there, which again, which points to why they're probably, in fourth, fifth-ish place, in the standings. So that, it's not
Maximizing effect. It's just
yeah, I will say one of the things I noticed last night was there's this moment where I think almost the entire color guard's on weapon, and they run into the brass percussion form. They give us a little stag leap. They give us this little moment, and there's this massive integration with a toss. I'm that was stunning. The camera captured it just right, and I was like, holy cow. I mean, these kids are not they're not messing around. They can twirl and they can dance. Like I'm here for it. They're beautiful. I mean, gosh, the guard's gorgeous. I will say this, and I think I said this to you over text, but the guard costume, whether they did it on purpose or not, I noticed that there's a little bit of a nod to the 1994 Phantom costume. If you've seen that show, it's black with some like diagonal stripes kind of through it and some like nude illusion kind of vibes. This costume this year is giving it to us, and I was like, I don't know if they did it on purpose, but I noticed it, and I'm here for it. It's beautiful. So, I love blue, so they're getting me with the blue. But overall, great show. I mean, they're good.
yeah. Yeah, for San Antonio, they're looking good. I love the curtains. I love the ending.
Yeah,
I think they need to look at those guard moments.
it'll be fun to watch them continue to clean and pull it together over these next few weeks.
Yeah.
See
I
how
do
it
love the show, but yeah.
yeah, yeah. Beautiful music. I swear that one song is from,
Yeah, you keep saying it. You think it's from
isn't it
Remember Me
from
from Coco.
Coco? Am I wrong?
Yeah,
Or
it sounds
I don't
like
know.
Remember Me, but it's I mean it's not in their repertoire like
Oh, okay.
list.
I don't
So
know. It just sounds it sounds so much like it. It was just gorgeous. So I don't know. But anyway, I'm a fan, PHA.
yeah. Let's move on to fourth place, which was Blue Devils falling
Oh,
out of the top
that's right.
three.
They were that's right. I moved my paper too.
Yeah,
That's
it
right.
was Blue Devils. Gasp.
Well,
Um,
they were filthy last night. I will say that.
yeah,
I thought they were filthy. And I mean drill equipment. I mean there was just in general, they were just filthy for whatever reason. It was just not good.
yeah, they were third overall in color guard. Third across the board. Third. No, I'm sorry, they were third in content, second in achievement. third overall, but they were a 9-1, 9-1. You know, we're this is one of the top three color guards in the sport. I mean, they're so
It's not
insane.
that they're bad, right?
No,
It's like, well, the thing I kept texting to you, I the biggest thing that stood out to me for the guard across the board from the very start to the very end was height issues on their tosses. They were having some like just just issues
yeah,
throughout of just matching heights. Um on flag, on rifle, on saber, all of it. It was just it was like, ew, that's not good. Yikes. Um yeah, that was the biggest, I wrote down dance technique is a 10 out of 10, equipment technique is a 10 out of 10, achievement is weirdly not there.
yeah. Maybe it's just an
That was
off day for them.
that
Maybe.
was exactly because they have some of the best technique period across the board.
Yeah,
Say
it
what you
needs
will about it.
cleaning and refinement
That
is what I wrote down. And
yeah.
my only real, I don't want to say issue, my only thing I don't really care for in the show is that giant flag hit they have in the center when they're in the center of the circle and they're all on flag. And they do that
Kind of
down
the
up
white-ish
flourish.
flag. Is it that one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do this down up flourish, which they're known for, which it was dirty, but the effect was there. But then they do this weird shoulder roll wrap around the body, and you just
It
lose the
it cuts that color off.
yeah, you
Yeah,
lose the whole impact of the
yeah,
moment.
yeah, yeah. It's very in your face, in your face. Where'd it go?
Right.
But the music is still full
In
blown
your
in your
face.
face,
Yeah.
and we chopped it off, boom, and bring it back. Yeah, it was that was strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was the designer of the show, I'm rewriting that moment. I think they have
I would just keep it full blown flat to the front,
yeah.
up. Just give me that moment. It's like in what was that 2009 when they did I forget what that show theme was, but they drop spins and they just ended up leaning back and sitting down in those chairs and they gave us like 86 counts of drop spins. I mean, it was like, yeah, the music is big and in our face. Slap us with the color in our face. Don't chop it off.
Or the year they were all in that box prop that, where they were just doing the quick down up, like the little pull
Mhm.
hit snaps and the toss. Like very,
Mhm.
very simple work. But I mean, they were
But it's
18 inches
effective.
from each other. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
yeah,
effective.
the entire
Like,
color guard was on a box. Like,
yeah, that speaks to something just bigger, broader of like being quote unquote hard choreography does not affect make. Like, you guys stop trying to troll your hearts out just because you think you have to troll your hearts out. If it's not effective, it's not effective. I don't
right.
care what you're doing. I'd rather see you do drop spins and a hard slam than I mean, like, hello, Colts with their gigantic flags. It's not hard. They're just running across the field. It's effective. Give me effect. That's your job
Yeah.
outside. It's not,
Pick your moments, right? Your whole show
yeah,
doesn't need to be
pick
that,
your moments. It doesn't have to be crazy town all the time.
right?
So anyway,
And I think that moment where in with BD where they're all in the center with that white flag we're talking about, it doesn't need to be crazy hard. And you take that flourish that just keep it the down up, down up, down up, give us a nice whoosh
yeah.
release into the
Oh,
air,
it could be
milk the moment.
stunning.
It would be
Stunning.
stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Once it goes up on the shoulder and it carves around the body, I'm like, you're losing me. No,
like, where
like
to go? Ah, yeah. Yeah. I will say, kind of with that moment though, I love how those gigantic chair props move around and then open, like they open, I must say open down.
yeah,
The
they lay down
back comes
almost like a
down
ramp. Yeah.
and they circle up. That was gorgeous as how that the whole moment developed, pulling the guard into the center, and then I'm like, oh, that was stunning. So yeah, that development of that moment is there. Just show me the silk, show me the silk. Yeah,
And their weapons are insane.
weapons are great.
I
Again,
mean,
their
Max from
technique is a
Fantasia
shooting out
threw
of
that
skin.
he threw
Like,
that rifle nine or something like that. Did they
I
catch
don't
him on the
know.
multicam? I don't know.
Was he the one that turned three times underneath something? There was somebody that turned three
He
times and
he did
smacked.
all sorts of things,
I
but
was I
I want to
kept
say
thinking, I
it
was like, oh, I
was
wonder if that's him, but I don't know.
end of the opener.
Mhm.
like all the cores lined up, and he's in the back, and just this super super high toss. I mean, it had to be like an 8 or 9. It could have been 10. I mean, it was, and then he cracked it at a true port.
Oof.
I mean,
Yeah.
wow. I mean, just the talent on them is,
Their performers across the board are just in insane. I
yeah.
mean, my heavens. Shout out to my friend Stephanie, who has her son is in the front ensemble and her daughter's in the guard. Hey, Stephanie, your kids are killing it. Love it. Love seeing that. But yeah.
Let's move on to third place, which
Third
was
place.
is so weird to say because we're not talking about Blue Devils. Santa Clara
It's
Vanguard.
and this was a big. I think the audience was shocked in a good way, not in a it's not a bad thing, but like shocked. I was shocked. I was like, holy cow, they slid up in the third.
Yeah, and it
Okay.
wasn't by much. It's only like a
It's
what
I mean, they're
eight
all
hundredths of a point, I
I mean the
think.
top heavens, the top six are super tight. So it's
Yeah, I don't
anybody.
even think it was a tenth of a point. I think it was 800ths. They snuck into third. But they were eighth in color guard.
Yeah, I will say I felt like they had kind of a rough go for the guard. It was not their best run. Um, the flags felt very dirty just throughout,
Mm.
which was weird. I was just kind of like, yeah, you're just kind of it's like just fuzzy enough where the impact is not getting there, you know. Um,
Yeah, and this show is called Avant Garde, capital on the van. Um, and the the only thing I talk about this, and I don't want to brand this show the nipple show, but those pink circles they pull out that are green on
big,
one side and they're painted,
yes, the
and they put
hoop
them on their head,
moment
and it
thing.
looks like a nipple.
It sure does.
And I'm like, why do we have nipples all over the
It is a
field?
nipple hat. I mean, it's if there's ever a nipple hat, this is a nipple hat. I mean, it is.
It's all I can see. And I saw it at their premiere when they did their premiere show on Flow, and I'm like,
I know.
they're nipple hats.
It's yeah. I will say I love the color. I love the idea. I love there's a lot to it that is a thumbs up. But it it does also make me giggle. It's just like Pete.
It wouldn't be so bad if because they put it on their head, but then they pull it down.
And it just makes that little
The
bit of a
protrusion of their head, yeah, that
just
little
yeah,
bump.
it's yeah.
That so it's just like if it was just sitting on their head, you wouldn't notice it. But it's just they have to pull
But
it
it
down
yeah.
so they get that little point, and it's just like there's
Yeah.
nipples all over the field. Great. Um, I do like their staging. I love how they
Yes.
work
I
their
wrote
guard
down
in.
great integration. Yeah, I mean, it's very well put together show in terms of yeah, the drill and staging. It's
Yeah. And I even like the beginning where it's just a lot of body and the horn lines, they have two horns and they're passing horns around, but it's not theirs because they keep exchanging them. And, then you've got the guard that's in that bright neon green. So they stand out, but just then they bring out the nipples. And then after the nipples, they bring out Stretch Armstrong. They've got that guy in the middle of the field with the tubes on his arms. And I'm
yeah,
like,
that's kind of when they start to lose me is when I don't
I don't get it. And
a little
I've never had the brain for these avant-garde style shows where they're
well,
just kind of like
it's,
high concept.
I'm gonna say quote unquote avant-garde.
Mm.
I don't yeah, I'm struggling with a lot of the things in this show that they don't strike me quite as I mean, it's not like it's anything we haven't seen before. You know, I
And
don't know.
that's the definition of avant-garde, right? It's just like
Kind of
it's
the which
I think people just
are
in general take avant-garde and translate it as to weird, kooky. Like that's
weird, kooky, different. Okay,
rather
well,
than being it's
then
like something we haven't seen before, something just totally off the wall. When you see these ridiculous fashion shows out of Paris, these people that
I
are walking like things that
right.
are
I
not
want to
actually
see the
clothes.
otherworldly. I want it to be full blown. Well, and I think I may have said this to you, but their show in 2024 was more avant-garde to me than this one in terms of their use of the staging and the minimalistic approach to the thing on the back of the performers where they pulled the equipment from and the how they I mean that was something we hadn't seen, before, or at least not in a very long time. Whatever. This one just meh,
Yeah.
okay. But
Nipples. Nipples.
neon nipples. Yep. Yeah. But again, they are very good. Well, and another horn line percussion that's in white, more white,
Yep.
a lot of white. At least I think four to five groups that are in that doing the white blue combination.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So I like the show. I don't love it. There are moments of it that I really like. Oh, this is a really cool moment, really cool effect. I
yes.
really like the beginning. I don't think they have their true ending in yet because the
The
ending feels
ending felt a little kind of meh, like
yeah.
okay, yeah, yeah.
So we shall
But
see. I think Blue Devils passes them. I think they jump back
I
over
think
them.
at the end of the day, I think Devils will sneak over them. Even if it's just like a tenth, it's going to be very close. But I think I could see Devils pulling it out, and
All
I
right,
like.
let's move on to second place, which was Blue Coats, which was another big shock.
Big surprise.
Not saying good or bad, just the audience reacted
Yep.
very audibly when Blue Coats was second.
It was.
Uh,
It was. I thought they were going to win. I personally did. I thought they were going to pull it out. So,
yeah, I mean, we can kind of talk about both at the same time, just because you know Boston had a killer run, and I think
they
that
were
helped. I mean, they were
very good. Yeah, the energy from Boston, and then that's coming through the TV. So live would have been a whole nother level of whatever. So through the TV, Boston was giving us, holy cow, they were just
yeah.
killing it. Blue Coats
Um,
have so much subtlety going on that you know the performers inside the cubes that you can't see that. Not through the TV. You're not going to catch that, or even in a high, the GE folks in the stadium, you're not may not necessarily catch it all, that little bit, or I don't know, just there's so much more subtleties going on consistently and at the same time, and just all that going on with the Blue Coats. Boston is just laid it all out there, and it's so and I think it's a good thing. It's like it's so in your face, blatant, exposed. Boom. They
yeah.
holy cow. Where Blue Coats is like, maybe that's part of the show theme, right? Observer effect. You gotta watch.
Mhm.
What are they doing? Wow. They're doing a lot. I'm obsessed. I love it. I hope I, I, they're like my secret favorite. I'm like, ooh, I'm here for all of it. If Emerald Marquis had a drum corps, the Blue Coats would be it. I
Mm.
think I'm yeah.
Yeah, so Blue Coats were first in color guard. They were
Yes.
second in content, first in achievement. Only a tenth separated them in Boston.
Mhm.
And I hate that this is thing with, like I said, with Cult. I hate those giant flags they bring out at the beginning.
See, I love it. I love
I'm just like,
it.
you can't do anything with them, and
But they're doing more with it than the Colts do. I
but
mean,
still, it's just it doesn't
they're
work for me.
I don't know. I
It
love
doesn't
it.
work for me.
As
Um,
as a GE person, I will say I love it. I judge GE in the fall sometimes, so I'm here for it because it is giving me effect. It's like, yes, all right. I also love though that they made the way they designed that flag. It's the blocks, which is the blocks of the prop and the blocks of the tarps and they how that I'm like, okay, I get it. I love it. I'm here
do
for
we
it.
need the tarps?
Uh
I'm like, why are the tarps there?
I don't know. I don't know. They're gorgeous.
Oh, they're beautiful.
In,
They're
in
they're.
the in the big shots that I saw, I was like, oh wow, they're beautifully done.
I
I
just don't
love
think they add anything.
I
because they're
don't.
so
The
far
only,
away from everything that's happening on the
especially the
field.
ones in the end zones,
Yeah,
one at the back. I mean, the guard obviously is moving on it and around it, and you know, transitioning and stuff on that one. The ones out on the end zones, I don't feel like they're ever really involved. They're just there.
yeah,
I don't. Yeah, that's a little bit of a meh. I don't know. We're kind of, it creates the stage, but like then we're forgotten about. Meh. I don't know.
yeah. I do wish the guard was in a different color, or the core was in a different color. I don't like the white on white because I
Again
lose.
with the white, right? Like hello, like more white. Oh my, they're white on white on white on
Yeah,
white on white. Like my heavens,
and I know that the guard has like coloring on like the chest and everything, but it's very pale. But it's just
very wispy
yeah,
and not it. Yeah,
it
and
just I just wish they'd gone it with a different color. I mean, you have all those colors on the field, so maybe that's why they wanted to keep
it makes the
the
flag stand
members
a little
neutral.
bit more. There's that, but like, yeah, it's a lot. It's I will say I like the guard costume. It's a little, it's a little lounge wear. It's a little, it's a
It's
little,
frumpy. It's frumpy.
it's. uh, I wouldn't quite say frumpy, but yes, but it
To
is.
me, it looks frumpy. I wish it was a little more
I
fitted.
love though that they took on the tops. I love that they cut the block out. It's almost like a block fringe going around the sleeves and around the hem of the top. I just like that nod. Are you gonna see that? No, not really. It's again, there's that subtlety to everything, right? Like it's so detailed.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's an excellent show. It's very well done. I
The
just
music
for
is very abstract. Like
yes.
Blue Coat's music is very abstract. I love it. I would push play on the album at work to help me focus and do my job. I would not want to listen to it just for funsies. Not that, well, I wouldn't want to listen to Boston's music for funsies either, really. But like, in terms of, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I think about things like that. Like, do I want to just listen to the soundtrack? Not really. Or yes, of course, I love it. There's, how's it grab me in that way?
Yeah, that is
That's
I
not the guard's fault, of course. I know we're supposed to talk about with guard, but like,
no, no, we can I mean talk about everything as a whole, but yeah, but I will say a couple things for me for the show. I have young kids and
yep.
I have probably 60,000 magnet tiles in my
Mm.
house that my kids play with.
Oh yes,
And
that's right.
that's all I can see with these props.
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
these
No,
magnet
look.
tiles.
Oh, that's right. Honestly, it makes me think of Tetris. It's full blown Tetris. I mean, it is just
Especially with the way the props are cut out. I'm sorry,
exactly.
the tarps are cut out with like the
I mean, the tiles are falling
yeah,
and but even, I mean, the pixelation on the flag designs, all those kind of motifs that show up through the whole thing.
yeah.
It's just, yeah.
I do think it's cool how they have a flag that looks green, but it's not green. It's yellow and blue lines, but because they spin, the way they spin, they come off
That
green.
that first one.
They're not solid green. They're like there's like a blue and yellow blob, and then there's like a pink spot on it. I was watching a thing they posted on Instagram where like one of the designers was talking about and how it relates to the observer effect. So the
Oh,
flag looks green and pink, but it's actually yellow, blue, and pink. But because they do very thin lines of yellow and blue, when it spins, they just
yeah.
blend together and
And
make
they're
green.
well, and the coloring throughout is the CMYK, not RGB.
Yeah.
They're using a certain
Yes.
yeah, if you're there's
And
that.
if you want to get more in detail on this, and you're interested, it is on their Instagram page. You can go to the Blue Coats
It is
Instagram.
pretty cool how I mean, the choices they made and why they made it, and that it is really neat.
It gives you a little insight to just how in depth these cores go and just like the thought that goes into it. Like you're just like, oh, I think the flags are cute. They're spinning around, and they're talking about
It's a
we
woo,
chose this exact
take
shade
it
of
to
blue
the
because
next level of woo, yeah.
yeah, I mean it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out over the next 3 weeks because
Yeah.
I was honestly surprised that Blue Coats Guard was first.
I
They're
I was
they're
surprised
amazing.
and
They're
not surprised. I figure I in my mind I thought Boston's gonna win guard, but Blue Coats winning. I was like, oh great, okay, cool. But I think it again live, I would be more apt to give Blue Coats credit for things versus watching on the TV, where I'm more apt to give Boston credit for things because of what I can see.
mm,
I mean, so the judges are, they're not doing that. They're obviously live, so yeah, they're gonna see these again. For me, it's the nuanced moments, and how well they're achieved. For Blue Coats versus Boston. Not that Boston is not nuanced. They're nuanced in different ways. I don't know. It's well, and they were only what, like a tenth apart. I mean,
10th apart. Yeah.
super duper close. So
Yeah.
we're splitting hairs here, but
We are. And when I watch Blue Coats, I think part of it is the staging just in general. Like,
Mhm.
one, the guard doesn't stand out from the core uniform wise,
Correct. Yeah,
where Boston, they do. Boston
yeah.
guard's in orange,
It's a distinct
distinct. So you can truly
visual look.
see the guard. And then
Same with Blue
second,
Devils, honestly. Even the Blue Devils. I mean, it's a distinct Boston is so distinct, whereas Blue Devils, the Garden and Core Proper blend, it's kind of it gets a little blurry
yeah. And
times.
then with Blue Coats, there's so many things going on, lots like vignettes all over here. You got something over here, something over there, where it's kind of hard to see everything that's going on, where Boston just puts it right in your face.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but it's just the stuff that Boston's doing on the field is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
The color guard that is. I mean, the
No,
core too, but I'm talking about the color guard right now. It's just
no, you're right. I mean, yeah, Boston's well, the thing I noticed this a few weeks ago, and even again just last night, the rotation of the flag is insane. They have, I mean, the top tip, the bottom tip, the silk, the pole, the whole thing all together. I mean, oh my heavens, it is incredible, the precision of the rotations of the flag, of the weapon, of the body, of the all of it. It is just remarkable.
yeah.
Yeah,
So speaking as Boston won, they were
yeah.
first place by like 4/10 overall.
Mhm.
They were second in guard, first in content, third in achievement,
Mhm.
which I can see. I mean, they have some incredibly clean moments, but the wild crap they are doing on the field, they're not fully clean yet. I mean,
They're
let's review their entire color guard. Every single member of the color guard at the end of the opener tosses a six with a double turn under it on rifle.
yeah.
All
It
48 members of the color guard does a six double turn.
it is nuts.
And then later, the select rifles throw a quad, I swear. It might have been a five with a
But
double turn
still,
under it.
yeah, yeah. That's terrifying. A six, sure. A a quad. I mean, what? Yeah, that's just. Oh my heavens! It's just
Yeah.
nuts.
It's
It's nuts. I wrote this down because I thought the thing that popped in my head last night was Boston is out Blue Devilsing the Blue Devils guard in terms of the cleanliness and like the holy crap, I can't believe they just did that. They're giving us that level of just mind blowing. They just threw a seven and did what? Like what? Oh
and
my
it's
God.
non-stop.
It is so intense and so well performed. I mean, they're performing,
Mhm.
living for this show and still maintaining technique and all the thing. I mean, it's just wild. It's absolutely wild.
Absolutely wild. So I mean, they're still having bobbles here and there, which is where they're getting hit on
There were
achievement
some,
because,
yeah,
but I
there
mean,
were some
just
moments that were like, ooh, like, oh no, like, eek, but yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
the flag line in the beginning is
So did you notice? So with the flags and the way that they're designed, they're giving a black pole sleeve to go into the black pole. Back in the 90s, it used to be a white pole sleeve with a white pole. So you would have this white line, right? Well, now we're getting a black line. Well, that is still a cleaning nightmare. So you better have holy mackerel. The fact that these things are still so clean and crisp and precise. Watch those poles, folks, because they are clean
They are clean and they're
off of that.
spinning,
It is
spinning.
just nuts. Oh, I love
Um,
it. I love it so much.
I
Yeah.
mean, they get the core involved, the core spinning equipment. You have
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, that's right.
the tuba
That's all
soloist that
that phrase
throws.
sharing moment,
Yep.
and oh yeah, it was so great. Um, the batons. Hello, batons.
Ugh, the
Ballad.
batons.
Hello, I'm Achi. Well, we
Yep.
see you. That ballad is I wrote I was like, oh my gosh, this ballad is giving full blown vintage Imachi with the batons, but then also just the whole it was just like this is I was so excited. So good.
I love this show so much. This is my favorite show of the season. Like them, and then I think Mandarin's a second. I just love, you know, even when we talked about indoor, Amp, Warren Central. Like I love those intense
Yeah.
entertainment shows, and that's why I just when I saw Boston, I'm like, I love this. This is so
Yeah.
good,
It's just
and
yeah, excellent.
I mean, it's just yeah. I
Well,
hope they win. I hope they win. They've never won. I hope they
well,
win.
they I thought they have one. What?
Boston's
I
never won.
I could have sworn they won since COVID. Am I making that up? I guess I am. Okay.
And the history of Boston Crusaders, they've
They've
never
never won.
won.
All right. Oh, wow. Okay. I could have sworn they had one in there, but I guess not. All right.
No. So and Blue Coats won last year.
They've
So
won color guard, but they have
oh
not
yeah.
but they've not won overall.
Not
Okay.
one overall. And
Well,
yeah.
this could be the one to do it.
This could be. I mean, it's just it's between these two. Like I mean,
It's
it was what
I
a
think
two
it's
point
clearly gonna be either Boston or Blue Coats, hands down. It's yeah.
because it was 2 points between them and SCV. It was almost 2 points, right?
Was it that much?
It was 2 points. Yeah, Blue Coats had a
Oh,
92.8
okay.
and Santa Clara had a 90.9. So it's basically two full
Wow.
points.
Okay. So it really is
It's
between,
those two. It's Boston and Blue Coats. But then you have Santa Clara and BD right next to each other. So it's you have one and two, and then you have three and four.
I'll say 3, 4, 5 because I think either Phantom or Mandarins could sneak into
You
that
think how
top
far
five.
of Phantom was? Well, Phantom was a point and a half behind BD, but
I mean, who knows?
well, who knows? We'll see.
They've still got what, a couple weeks?
It's 3 weeks until championships, till
3 weeks.
finals,
3 weeks. Okay. Yeah.
right? Yeah, because I think you have Atlanta coming up, and then you have Allentown the week before, and
Mhm.
then after Allentown they go right to
Yeah, 'cause
Indy,
Saturday the 26th or Friday or Saturday is the Nashville, and then they go to Atlanta, and then yeah, they
and then
kind
they go to
of
Allentown the next weekend, and then they go to.
okay, yeah. So it's exciting.
It's amazing how quickly it goes.
It's shaping up to be a very, very fun season, more so than I would have thought. Even last year, I thought was really good. So this year, I was kind of like, we'll see what happens, whatever. But it's turning out to be really just a fun season, really top to bottom. I mean, first through 20 whatever place. It's like
We had
there,
20 here at San Antonio, so
there's some great shows just all throughout the whole thing. It really is. I will say my favorites are Boston and Colts. Those are my two. I I love just love the Colts so much. I just love it. It just makes me smile and clap, and I don't know. I'm here for it. I hope they at least just hang on to 12th place. I just love it so much.
they're in a good spot for it right now. So they're
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So
so we might do Allentown, or I'm just throwing you in the pot.
I mean,
Um,
I can watch it.
Probably won't do Atlanta, but I'll probably will do Allentown because that with the 2 night could be interesting to see. Because I forget how they decide who goes what night.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I don't know if it's preset or anything because like I don't know if they take San Antonio and go 13579, kind of thing, and then 2468 or whatever. But I remember when I went to Allentown in 2015, BD and Crown were there, and they were 1 and 2, and they were there the same night.
Okay.
Yeah, Crown beat them there, and then BD won at Indy. That was such a good show. I was, and that's when BD won in finals. Like Crown won prelim semis, and then BD jumped them for finals.
Whoa. What year was that?
It was the year that Crown did Inferno,
Oh, okay.
and I forget what BD did, but
I'm always a big I love the Blue Devils. I'm always here for it. I'm ready for them to change it up. They need to change the game again. They changed it before. They need to change it again.
like we say, take that steering wheel, make a
Let
left turn.
yeah, let's try something new. So yeah, but it's exciting. It'll be fun to see how things shake out as we go to these next 3 weeks.
Yeah, we shall see. So good luck to everyone. If anybody's on the bus listening to this, I did have somebody tell me, message me saying that they were listening to episodes while on long bus rides. So I was like, oh,
Oh,
that's fun.
good. Oh, yay. That's great.
That's fun.
Well,
I'm
I
like,
have
oh,
a fun
great.
day
So I'm
riding on the
keeping you
bus
up.
rides. Yay. Oh,
So yeah, we'll be back at some point. Figure that out. I'm thinking Allentown, and then I'll plan on doing a finals recap, but nothing as intense as the WGI ones.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of work. So we will catch you all later.
Yay. Bye.
Bye. And that's going to do it for today's episode. I will be back next week with another episode. So until then, stay safe, stay fabulous, and remember at the end of the day, it's just flags in a gym.